It is the final round of the 2022 PDGA Disc Golf World Championships presented by Dynamic Discs. We have one final round at Country Club. Are you guys ready to crown a world champion?
We have the same lead card we had yesterday, which is astounding. Kristin Tattar, Henna Blomroos, Holyn Handley, Eveliina Salonen. Kristin Tattar shooting an 11 down yesterday, course record.
And Henna Blomroos, Holyn Handley, and Eveliina Salonen with some pretty earth-shattering records themselves at Circle 1 regulation, Circle 2 in regulation, and park statistics. So everyone is throwing the disc very far, and I'm sure we will see more of that today because we had extremely calm conditions at the Country Club. Hole 1 is a par 5 at 999 feet. The first shot, you just want to get over the little ditch that's in the middle of the fairway. There's out of bounds on the left and right. The second shot, you can go big. There's room to work. Your third shot, ideally, you're getting to the green and avoiding this out of bounds green on the left and this bush on the right that demands a very low ceiling putt. If you get tangled up, we'll see a lot of birdie putts here.
First on the tee, from Estonia and representing latitude 64, Kristin Tattar.
Kristin has that stat of 14 podiums in a row. She won the Dynamic Disc Open. She has a 5-stroke lead. A lot can happen out here, but she's looking comfortable. She's shot not 1, but 2 course records since being out here. Nice smooth forehand off the tee.
Both were 1,000 rated rounds as well.
Yeah, 1024 and 1026, I think. It's crazy.
Next on the tee, from Finland, representing Innova Champion Disc, this is Henna Blomroos.
Okay, here's an interesting stat. Henna and Kristin have played 78 of the same rounds, like for all time, and Henna has beaten Kristin by 5 strokes or more in 14 of those rounds, so we know she can beat Kristin. We'll see if she can reel her in today. That looks huge. Just needs to fade back a little.
And from Austin, Texas, representing your host sponsor, Dynamic Disc, this is Holyn Handley.
Holyn always looking just happy to be here. She skipped the Des Moines Challenge and like moved her whole life around and did some crazy stuff right before Worlds. So it's just amazing that she came here and has put together so many good rounds.
Really anywhere is good off the tee as long as it's inbound. So even though that's a little bit shorter, that is absolutely fine.
And rounding out our FPO lead card of the 2022 Professional Disc Golf World Championships presented by Dynamic Disc, from Finland and representing Innova Champion Disc, this is Eveliina Salonen.
Love this aggressive line from Eveliina.
That's huge. Eveliina, I believe, is leading the field in fairway hits, and maybe landing in circle 1 in regulation as well.
I think Henna had circle 1, circle 2.
Oh, okay.
Locked in.
I believe Eveliina has fairways though. Big forehand from Holyn here.
She'll be dealing with that bush on the right-hand side in her third shot, but par is definitely gettable from there.
She threw an amazing forehand from the bushes yesterday, actually, to even attack for birdie, I believe.
Kristin lining up on the left-hand side of the fairway, which opens up the rest of it for a nice backhand hyzer to the green for birdie. Henna going to do the same, throwing a flex shot that hopefully checks up. It is kind of rocketing towards out of bounds, but it is fine.
Was it green?
Yeah.
It's a little blind over this hill on the third shot, especially when you're throwing 400 plus feet.
That was a good shot. Whoa, okay. That looks pretty rough. Some good power considering the position Holyn's throwing from.
Some really good ground play to boot. Wow, throwing a knee shot and still that far down the fairway. That's unbelievable. Kristin denying what I just said and throwing a sidearm into the green instead of the backhand.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised, but she has been leaning on the sidearm all week. I believe she's at the circle's edge. Do you think the ladies chasing Kristin are going to have to play a little more aggressive than their game plans have been? Or do you
Yeah, but it's weird at the last round at Worlds. A lot of people, it feels a little bit reckless to go out of your game plan here. But if you're in the top 5, you know, kind of why not? You made the cut. You're going to get paid. You know, what's the difference between 3rd and 7th?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Everyone wanting that championship for sure.
Although in the top 5, you are in bonus contention for many sponsors, and that does help a lot.
Holyn just laying up there for her par. Kristin, circle 2 putt for birdie.
Right speed, just a little bit left side.
Henna from circle's edge for her birdie. There we go.
Really nice focus. Noisy road right next to the green.
Not getting a stroke immediately. Not bad. Jeez. Truck is loud. Good focus.
That was a good looking putt.
Hate to see it.
Yeah.
Nice birdie from Eveliina. So I'd say that the chase card ladies they're not too far behind. I don't know that they can get first. I think they would have to shoot like 10 downs or 14 under or something like that, but definitely podium in contention for those chase card ladies. Hole 2 is a par 4. It's 582 feet uphill. This dead area on the left is out of bounds. You usually throw a turnover or maybe a sidearm off the tee, and then you're trying to work your way up the hill. There's one bush on the right that you need to avoid. We've seen a lot of ladies also throw kind of in the rough on the right as they approach the green, so definitely metering your approach is important.
So the first few holes is kind of where everyone's trying to pick up strokes. Really just the front 9 in general. You're trying to get a bunch of birdies. And so I think seeing where most of the field is laying after 9 holes is going to be pretty telling. But again, the back 9 can be brutal. So a lot of just playing safe and like kind of conservative on the back is really important, and just making sure not to gain those bogey strokes. So I think after 9, it'll be very telling.
I think 8 and 9 can be big numbers too. The first 7 are the most birdieable. I think like 5 through 7 is kind of an ideal number to be at to feel comfortable. Some good looking drives.
But having the forehand and the backhand out here has been the biggest advantage for Kristin here. She's really consistent with both, and then obviously her putting is lights out. When you have that total package, it's tough to keep up, because even if just one of those 3 is off, you're still looking pretty good.
This is, I think it was flirting with the OB anyway, but that tree did not help Holyn out. Holyn also has that power forehand. It's been impressive to watch her demonstrate her abilities. Eveliina's second. No stranger to a power forehand herself.
And you will see demonstrated all day that all 4 of these ladies have the power forehand and backhand.
I mean, Henna doesn't really throw forehands, does she?
Every once in a while,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's not as often.
She definitely leans on the backhand more than the other three.
And she's got a really good control turnover game.
Holyn with a great recovery shot. She's a little bit in those bushes, but probably within 15 feet for a par save. Great shot. Man, she made that look easy. When you're tucked on that right side, you really have to swing it out and around that bush. It's impressive. Henna showing us the backhand with a champion rock 3. Good height.
Let's see if she can live up to these Circle 1 stats.
Oh,
yes, she can.
yeah. All right, we saw Eveliina make one of these kind of big Anheuser putts yesterday from the rough. It's a good effort.
They took the top 35 competitors into the final round today, so all stats will be from only 35 FPO players, but 42% of the field got the birdie on this one, almost half the field.
Great birdie from Kristin. It is interesting, you know, we've been playing 50% cuts for the Pro Tour. This is the first 40% cut we've seen in a while.
Yeah,
Definitely a little more competitive.
Champions Cup was the last one, and that is also the PDGA Run Major.
Yeah, all the majors. Good birdie from Henna.
For any tournament directors watching, we really appreciate the 50% rule that the Disc Golf Pro Tour has taken on. It has really helped amplify the FPO field. If you guys haven't noticed in the last couple years, it's getting crazy out here. Everyone's getting really good, really fast.
Yeah, and boosting our numbers for sure.
Yeah, you never know who's going to win. Everyone's ratings are skyrocketing. So thanks to the Pro Tour for taking that chance on us. In the meantime, this is a par 4 at only 466 feet, and it's downhill. So this is an eagleable hole by these big arms on the lead card. There's out of bounds on the left and right-hand side, but it bubbles out to the left, kind of favoring a backhand hyzer up the gut. We have seen some eagles out here this week, and I hope we get to see some more today.
Yeah, if you didn't watch the last round, go do it. Henna was able to get the eagle yesterday. See if she can do it again today. That's a huge shot.
She goes out of bounds just outside Circle 1, so she will be able to even save a birdie.
Nuts.
This did play this the easiest hole of the day with 84% of the 35 competitors.
I like the forehand. It's kind of a high percentage play. It's probably the easiest shot to keep in bounds and not hit a tree. Eveliina definitely trying to go left gap, and she's inside, but it works out fine.
It was crazy how calm it was today. Really almost no wind, occasionally a little gust from the pretty typical direction we see out here.
It was hot, though, without the breeze.
It was warm.
Holyn with a bit of a cut roll there, but she's still in position to birdie.
Kind of taken to the sky.
Yeah. Wow. Great shot.
That's scary because that out of bounds does wrap almost just inside the circle on the backside of the green.
Good trust. Eveliina chipping a forehand to about 22 feet. Kristin with her own nice forehand chip shot, similar distance to Eveliina. Henna to save a birdie from a knee. Just a bit short.
Sadly, no eagles on the lead card today or in the round in general, but if you're going to see them, it would be on this hole 3, the very soft par 4.
Eveliina finding trouble on the putting green. More pars than you'd expect. You kind of draw this one up as a star birdie frame for probably most of the competitors out here.
And Kristin stretches her lead just a little bit more. Looking at the rest of the competitors in the field, Holyn just struggling a bit at 1 over par. There's still plenty of time to get under. And look at Haley King, 7 down through 7.
Wow.
Talk about being in the hunt.
Yeah, Missy Gannon too, 4 down through 6, as well as Valerie Manduhano, 4 down through 6, and Paige Pierce. Yeah, ladies making a run for it.
Like we said, this is where you'd want to score in these front 6 or 7 holes.
Yep, here's another definitely gettable one, though a little bit harder than the ones we've seen. Par 4, 598 feet. You want to get your drive past the ditch that we just crossed. We've seen birdies from both landing on the right side and the left side. It's a pretty blind approach no matter where you land. Usually you can maybe see the top of the flag. The out of bounds wraps all the way around the right side. That golf green that's lined with the boards is out of bounds. There's OB way left, but you usually don't see that come into play at all. I think most common play is just, a gentle turning Anheuser. We've seen a lot of ladies throw this shot and then it kind of staples out at the end to the left, which is just fine. Birdieable from there. Holyn with a Arrive. I like how right that this disc is turning.
Yep, she gets past that one guardian tree you want to miss because there's kind of a little swamp there with a bunch of plants and is in the prime position. She'll be able to probably maybe see the top of the basket.
I think she might be able to see a little bit more than that. Definitely more than Kristin will be able to see farther left. Another beautiful shot. Eveliina with a destroyer here, getting some great turn.
And all making it over that moat that runs through the landing zone and is very good at catching discs, but no problem here. Kristin with probably 200-ish feet left to the basket, just throwing it at the trees and having it hyzer in. Perfect.
Oh yeah, great shot. I am glad that they have a flag on this one to help give you a reference point. You can just barely see it over the hill.
Eveliina not quite putting enough on it. She'll be closer to the edge of the... Oh, no, it's fine.
Yeah. You'd like to park it, but she'll have a putt for birdie. I think this hillside's kind of deceiving. It's really easy to short it or blast one too far past and challenge OB. It's touchy. I like the spike angle from Henna. Just bites down nicely just outside the bullseye.
Holyn with a simple standstill putter hyzer. She'll be putting down at the basket for her birdie.
Eveliina with the longest putt for her birdie. Dead center, just high.
Yeah, 68% of the field taking a birdie on this one, and it does not feel good to miss hole 3 or hole 4.
Yeah.
3, 4, and 5, it's like turkey gully. Like, you want all of them. You want them now.
Turkey gully. Yeah, Kristin with a turkey right there. 2, 3, 4. Henna is 3 down through 4 as well. Holyn still 1 up.
And that's a pretty brutal start so far.
I believe Paige and I will do whatever it takes. We have 5 world titles, but that's not where we want to settle. We don't want to settle with 5. We want more. We would practice 24 hours a day if that's what it meant to win the world championship. You know, we're willing to do that. We're willing to sacrifice so much because we've already sacrificed so much, you know, to get the 5th. But we'll sacrifice more to get the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, the 9th. We have that same mindset, and we're just going to continue to push and push and push and push.
Your rating is one of the most valuable things you get with a membership. It takes your performance in sanctioned events, compares it to the rest of the field, and gives you an empirical number to show how well you played. Rain, shine, win is all taken into account, leaving only one thing, your play. This gives you accurate numbers to track how well you've been doing and your overall improvement in the game. Get your number today. Visit pdga.com/join.
Hole 5. It's 523 feet. It's downhill and then back uphill, so it plays pretty true to the distance. But what you want to avoid is this little bow out cart path that's in the middle. It's blind from the tee pad, but you want to land somewhere around this little sidewalk to nowhere that is safe in the middle of the fairway. If you can get it farther past that, great. Shortens your approach big time. It's a simple little backhand hyzer or a forehand low underneath the low-hanging branches. This is, again, the third one that it feels like a must get.
Absolutely. Kristin really sticking to her game plan. This is the 3rd round we've seen from her at the country club, and there's been almost no deviation in the disc that she's been throwing off the tee or even on approaches. It's pretty amazing, her consistency.
Yeah, she's landed perfectly in that spot every single time we've watched her play this hole.
Would love to see like a drone view of where they have all landed, you know, within 20 feet of each other probably.
Yeah, I bet every single one would be.
Henna with a great drive. Like Madison said, anywhere near that cart path to nowhere is a solid spot.
Holyn pulling out the sidearm here. She's going wide.
Yeah, that's a rive, so it should have plenty of stability to come back. A little close to the OB. It can be a little tougher on that side, though. It brings the trees a little bit more into play.
Yeah, it kind of pinches off the hyzer angle as well, so you have to get kind of uncomfortable and throw at the sidewalk or at the cart path that's out of bounds to the right of the basket.
Oh, that is massive. Past the cart path. Great shot.
Just a little inside, but the branches say, okay, we'll let this one through.
Henna going standstill.
Is this an AVR X3? AVR 3?
I think so.
Just inside the circle.
Yeah, AVR X3, I think.
Holyn having to go under the low-hanging branches and kind of shorts it a little bit, and then she'll have to deal with this tree in her putt.
I think she's just outside the circle, it looks like. Eveliina leaving it a little too wide, and it gets an unfortunate straight skip off the cart path. She'll still be able to save her par, but we'll have to make a little bit of a putt. Oh, there we go,
Wow.
Holyn.
What a good recovery.
Yeah, that's the way to get a birdie. Gets her to even. She's still got a few holes here that are gettable to kind of pad her score a little bit before getting to the tough holes on the back.
Henna did not like that out of her hand.
Yeah, fluffed short right. Kristin to go 4 in a row. Give it to her.
And she does not take her foot off the gas pedal. What a great par save from Eveliina with the out of bounds stroke. Not bad.
Yeah, but I mean, Kristin's the only one who's not really making any
Errors.
mistakes. It's going to be hard to catch her if that's how she continues to play. Hole 6 is a par 3, 300 feet. It's a new pin placement on the right. We used to play over to the left. There's out of bounds, flag line on the left, out of bounds deep, the green and bunker, and there is a cart path on the right that's kind of hard to find. Sidearm or a gentle turnover with some of these ladies are throwing mids. A lot are also going to throw a fairway, something that you start either on a slight hyzer or flat that drifts to the right.
Big thanks to Flight Factory for sponsoring the coverage this week. They're from Pensacola, Florida, my hometown. You can check out their storefront there, or they're also at flightfactorydisc.com. They have 15,000 disc accessory and apparel from all different manufacturers. Go check them out. They're really nice people, and we appreciate them very much.
Kristin just absolutely parking the hole to get a 5th birdie in a row. Holyn, really nice shot as well. Goes a little bit deep. She'll have about a 23-foot putt coming back. This isn't really a basket you want to putt on. That little bit of elevation makes it a little tough.
Look
Ooh.
how good this is.
Wow.
She's so good at throwing the disc.
Let's see, that one is a Champion Rock 3.
Making it look like it's not even overstable.
Oh, wow.
Both buzzing the tower.
Eveliina with a TL3. That was almost identical. That's crazy.
Henna's like, yeah, come back and talk to me when you learn to throw a mid this far. What a
You
great
weakling.
putt from Holyn.
Yeah, it's some momentum for Holyn there, getting 2 in a row. She's under par now.
2 great putts.
There we go, Eveliina. Nice putt. That gets her to 2 down on the round.
There we go. Henna finding chains for her birdie as well.
And Henna's 4 down, having a great round, 4 down through 6, but with this bullseye tap in for Kristin, she's 5 down through 6. 6-stroke lead.
Hole 7, one of the scariest tee shots in the 2 courses we play at Worlds Week. A very narrow, low ceiling gap. You're throwing right at this OB on the right-hand side and hoping to finish out to the left. Lots of room for skipping and ground play. The further you get, the easier it is to set up your second shot to the green. You can go under the branches and try to play the skip. There's a forehand over out of bounds on the left-hand side, or a big hyzer that crashes in and spikes on the green. Another one that everyone on this lead card is really hoping to get the birdie on. It played as the 14th most difficult hole, so one of the top 6 easiest, with 50% of the field getting the birdie.
Kristin throwing the rive for the 7th hole in the row. Really comfortable with that disc. Landing in a very similar spot to where we've seen. She can definitely birdie from there.
So this tee shot feels like you can't be too aggressive because of how narrow it is and all the out of bounds in front of you, but in reality, it's one that you can really pop something overstable really at that out of bounds, and you don't really have to worry about much after that. And I think FPO competitors are finally figuring this hole out. Mm-hmm. It's getting easier and easier every day.
And being towards that cart path like Holyn is and like Henna is, as long as she doesn't find OB, sets up the forehand approach really nice, which is kind of the shortest shot to the green.
And it's probably the most wide open.
Yeah, it's a little scary to hang it out over the OB cart path, but it's definitely simple.
Eveliina going,
whoa,
huge flex. She gets around the one guardian tree and wow, way down there. She might be almost in the flat looking at the basket instead of throwing down at it.
Yeah, that's huge. Holyn going to show us the forehand. Wow, very high. Oh, I think that was kind of early and high out of her hand. Definitely.
It's a right to left wind. It looks like it's kind of cooking here. Maybe she was worried about it pushing. I'm not really sure why she felt the need to go so high. There's lots of room down here on this side, just like we see Kristin using.
Yeah, beautiful shot from Kristin. Yeah. Holyn, I think, also just having some nerves, you know?
Definitely.
Lead card at Worlds.
Well, and she hasn't had a ton of lead cards under her belt yet. I mean, she's so new to this, and she's had a lot. It's a very impressive amount for being this new, but lead card at Worlds is a whole different mentality.
Last day, all the fans are out. It was a great gallery. Henna with a beautiful little backhand turnover. Holyn still a chance for a birdie here. At least 50 feet out.
Whew. Good line, just a little short. Eveliina for her birdie. That right to left wind, grabbed it.
Is she unstoppable? Is she going to close the door before anyone can even get close?
Are we going to go back-to-back double digits under par? Like,
Unbelievable.
come on. Nice birdie from Henna as well. She's still staying strong. And we go from a string of extremely easy birdieable holes to one of the hardest holes we play all weekend.
Yeah, definitely an iconic hole out here at the Country Club. Par 5, 886 feet. The first shot, you just want to keep it in bounds. You can see the cart path on the right and the tall grass flag line OB on the left. Second shot, if you can get to the top of this hill, you are definitely in position to attack for your birdie. Calls for usually a sidearm where this drone is flying, kind of under the branches. You can throw backhands, but it's a lower ceiling and that cart path really comes into play. You can for it. The distance isn't the problem, it's just how much out of bounds there is, and where you land off the tee really sets the tone.
Yeah, some people play aggressive off the tee and then more conservative as they go. Some people will go conservative off the tee and then get aggressive on the second and third shots.
This is a little bit more aggressive than we've seen from Kristin.
Yep.
Just a touch.
Yeah, she goes aggressive on the first, and it looks like she'll go on the second one too, because usually her second sidearm is like a crush.
Yeah, sidearm on the second shot is, I don't want to say a luxury, but it's
No, it is,
It's
for
something
sure.
that not a lot of people can do as effectively as Kristin can with her power and control.
And look at him.
Talk about aggressive.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's like, that was cool, but watch me.
Jeez. That's unbelievable.
I'm so curious how far that is.
400?
Easily.
Like, probably
On hyzer the whole way.
25, something like that. Let's see if Holyn can match her. This is a giant line as well.
Oh my gosh, I love that they're throwing these
Ooh,
shots.
stay. Wow.
So great. I mean, it's cool to watch. Like, I wonder if Holyn had a bit of an advantage here watching Henna throw the exact line, and then Holland's like, I think I could do that.
Oh, I could do that. Eveliina a little high and early. This is heading straight for out of bounds.
It would not be the first time, though, that we watched people save par from out of bounds off the tee. It's very doable, especially for these distance throwers.
I'm kind of surprised to see the sidearm since she's on the left side, but look at how she just hugs that left side OB the whole way. That was a really skillful shot.
Yeah, and she gets over the hump and will be looking down at the basket.
Usually you see backhands from that side thrown at the cart path, but the hill kind of slopes from right to left once you crest the hill, and it filters into the out-of-bounds water down there.
And here's this bomber sidearm we were talking about.
It was beautiful.
Not a lot of room for error there.
Not for Kristin.
Not for Kristin.
For like normal humans. There's so much room for error.
Holyn with the more typical line. The backhand, there's lots of room to work over here, lots of space. She did turn it over yesterday, but she made sure to get some good hyzer on it today.
Yeah, good correction. And I said, remember, the top of the hill is a great place to land.
That's where I would say 70% of competitors are landing. Maybe
And
more than that.
These ladies just smashing past it by 100 feet easily.
Yeah, I like the play here. Henna disking down, not trying to go crazy.
Yeah, it's smart. But it would have been cooler if she went for the eagle.
Eveliina has a pretty straightforward look at the green here, but those low-hanging branches catch her up.
Yeah, straightforward, but not easy.
Definitely not. You have to really rely on some ground action.
Plus, you're throwing downhill, so the footing
It's kinda
and just
funky.
where you need to aim, it can be tough.
Kristin a little earlier than she wants, but that works out great.
Wow. Is it too early to say we're looking at the next world champion? Because, geez, at that pace,
It's just
Henna's not even going to be able to catch her. And
So-
Henna's having a great round.
Yeah, I mean, that was a perfect approach. And I mean, it's impressive on day one. It's impressive on day two. It's impressive on day three. But 5 days in a row of just shooting hot rounds is like, does she
How?
not get tired? Is
I
she
guess
a
not.
robot?
Yeah. That's why she went back home. To just, you know, get robot
Charge.
parts, robot arms to charge. Eveliina just laying up there. It's going to be a bogey for her.
All right. Despite
Wow.
it's the third most difficult hole, 19% of the field getting birdies. Kristin going to get it regardless of how many other people do.
I mean, and Henna and Holyn also getting birdies. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's sweet to see 3 out of 4.
I mean, Henna and Holyn's tee shots were just unreal.
Yeah, legendary. Yeah, only 6 birdies on the day. And we
There's
watched
3 of them. Half. Wow. You're watching some amazing disc golf.
Hole 9, this is the toughest tee shot by far. It's a long tunnel that you have to shoot, get over this wall right here, and ideally not land out of bounds over the cart path on the left side. If you do, you have the option of taking it there or moving back to a drop zone, or if you don't get out of the tunnel, you have to take it back at the drop zone. This corner has a pinch point with out of bounds on the left-hand side and tree line that you don't want to mess with. It might as well be out of bounds. There's a bubble of open area where you can pitch to and ideally set yourself up for a really easy chip into this fast green. Don't go deep on it though. There's a lot to deal with back there. This is a very, very fourable hole, but it's with 4 very technical shots.
Yeah, technical, but you don't necessarily need a ton of distance. You see, I mean, you can throw a mid-range 4 times or 3 times and get it, you know.
Yeah, it's yet another hole where you kind of come up with your game plan and it could look different from everyone else's.
Yep.
You might go big off the tee or you might go big on the second shot.
Kristin's game plan is a claymore perfectly carved in the middle of the fairway. Henna's is drifting towards OB, but bites nicely. That's her champion rock 3.
I really like the out of bounds change that they made this year because it allows competitors to be more aggressive off the tee. We see everyone looking pretty comfy here.
Holyn did this yesterday as well, but let's see. I think she changed disc. This is a culverin. She was kind of on that right side in the bushes yesterday and really just hugs it the whole way and gets some great distance.
Eveliina smoking the disc again.
Whoa. Yeah, that's big. Mako 3.
Wow, it just flies like a fairway driver.
All of theirs do. Just so much spin.
Henna with a backhand turnover, trying to find that bubble of safety and just getting a lot of distance on it too. I would not call that necessarily a safe play, but yeah.
Very controlled though. I mean, if you get past that pinch point, the OB definitely widens a ton.
So this feels risky because you're throwing out of bounds and over it, but checks that perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, she's only 5 feet away from OB.
She's like, I don't know. I didn't mean to go that far. Eveliina way more pinched on the side and has to really attack the corner a little bit more mercilessly.
Great shot. She had to throw that so high with so much hyzer.
Holyn having to do the same here.
Whoa. Wow.
That's so far.
They're all so good. Look at this. Everyone just with maybe 200-foot max chip shots into the green.
Yep. Kristin drifts down a little bit down to the right side. It's lower down there, and there's some trees she'll have to deal with, but she'll have a putt inside the circle.
Henna with another standstill turnover. It's kind of a weird bounce, but it works out great. Just outside the bullseye for her birdie.
This is such a difficult shot, in my opinion. That little soft shot when you're like, do I jump putt? Do I throw?
Oh, I know.
Especially at a fast green that slopes downhill.
Well, especially because we've had kind of slow, catchy greens up until this point.
Yep, all sticky grass.
Oh, look at that.
Beautiful.
Perfect touch from Holyn. She's parked for her birdie. Holyn really recovering well, too, after the bogey start. Yeah.
Sorry, that
No,
putt,
you're good.
That putt was unbelievable.
Don't ever apologize for that.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
She just doesn't stop.
She does not. That's 8 down through 9.
Yeah, no, Holyn definitely recovered really well, and that shows a lot of mental fortitude that usually takes years to learn. And look at her right here on the lead card figuring it out.
Evelina's little smile when she made the putt. Man, Henna missing a short one. That hurts. And it's about the same distance.
Oh, no. Hate to see that.
And I don't want to call it a disaster, but when you're trying to reel in someone who's 8 down through 9 holes, that hurts.
And that's a tough one to shrug off to mentally and like maintain focus for the rest of the round. Hopefully she can dial it in.
Oof. Ouch. Holyn with a really great birdie there. And look at Kristin. Just look at it. And Henna, man, flawless until those couple of missed putts.
I don't know how Kristin can continue to make me speechless. But like after every single 9 holes I look at, I'm like, wow, can it get better?
Holyn recovering nicely. Eveliina, I don't want to say struggling. She's still 2 down, but look at some of these chase card ladies reeling them in.
Yeah, if she can get some more putts to drop, she's throwing the disc so well.
Yep. Missy Gannon, 5 down through 11. She's in solo 4th. Owen Scoggins is 4 down.
Cat Merch heading towards double digits.
Look at that.
13.
9 through 13 is insane.
Yep. There's still room to work too. Thanks to the FPO VIP members. You guys are the bomb. We got 9 more holes of the World Championships. We will be crowning a world title in 9 short holes. Thank you guys so much. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb, and we're the 2 Hot Geese. Honk.